What is going on, guys? Welcome to 100% Chelsea, your home of all things Chelsea, for your review, your hangover review of yesterday's game. I tell you what, if it was a hangover, it's one of those ones which you don't because you feel fine, you feel very happy. How do you feel about it, Loza?
You know, I mean, I'm still buzzing of that performance. If I'm honest, you know, it was just incredible. I was very happy and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed that. I was obviously sat at Matthew Harding, as I am. It's my seat, and it felt like it did a couple of years ago. It just felt right. Like we battered them. Like it just, if you haven't seen it already, the fan cams, Cheek Sport Dave summarised it really well. We gave them the league, but we took away those 3 points, which we really needed, and we're now right back up there, looking pretty sharp. I think that 3-4-3 formation is working absolutely. So happy with that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, exactly. First of all, people, check out that Cheeky Sport fan cam because it's incredibly funny. And also, yeah, no, it was really good. Like, I'm a big fan of that 3-4-3 formation, the way we're using it, the way it's working so far anyway. And yeah, they just didn't stand a chance. They had like a 10-15 minute spell in the second half where they like looked like they might score, especially when they brought Mahrez and Slimani, and I was like, right, let's see if we can keep them out as sort of a bit of a test. But they did absolutely nothing. I was really impressed as well when we brought Chalobah on and changed the system a little bit. So again, just really, really happy.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Speaking of Chalobah and youth, I'm just saying, you know, Chalobah for England, obviously, because that back heel was just sublime. Absolutely.
Pure filth, wasn't it?
It was good.
Filth.
It was absolute filth. You know, it was just just don't. Oh, give me goosebumps. But yeah, I mean, you look at the youth. Loftus-Cheek came on. Chalobah obviously came on. Ola Aina made his Premier League debut. That just says a lot. And I think, well, in him, like I said, Cheek Spot, I spoke to Joel as well off of camera. He has so much to say about Ola Aina. He is a fantastic player. And if he just keeps playing, I think we definitely have somebody in that team who is, you know, for the future, potentially for the future of England, like Joel was saying. It's been, even though he only came on for a couple of minutes, he didn't look out of place, but I'm not sure whether it was because Leicester was so deep because they didn't want to concede anymore, or because, you know, we were playing well. That's what I thought.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, he just seemed like so confident on the pitch, and just like, he felt like, I don't know, it felt like he was in the right place kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like, I just think if we keep this system going, like it will work out in the long run. He's blooding them slowly, but I mean, that's Chalobah seems to be getting a lot more game time, and in my opinion, like, if you can't get in a team based on merit, then there's no way you're going to get in a team. And I know it sounds stupid, but if it was only a little millisecond of time, like, we know, I keep going on about the back heel, I keep going on about it, but the way it was, if you could do that and just split a team open like that, and I know it's 1 millisecond, I know it's only one move, but surely that could be enough to get you in on merit. Because, I mean, he did look out, like I said, he did look out of place again. And if you look at that team which we had, to be fair, Matic looked pretty decent in midfield yesterday, but potentially I would consider starting Chalobah against Man United.
Yeah,
because I don't think he looks out of place. I think he looks really sharp.
I mean, I'm not, to be honest, I'm not sure if I'd start him against Man United, but I'd definitely start him against West Ham in the Cup, even though they won yesterday. But still, I definitely start him against West Ham in the Cup. Like, I know he's 21 and he's like not 19 anymore, but still, we sort of have to slowly put them in, because what if you put him in against United as a terrible performance, completely knocks his confidence, and then if he does have a terrible performance, he's probably not going to get into the team for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
maybe it's more, get him in a little bit slower, but generally, like, especially when I saw him in pre-season, obviously, because he was with Napoli last year, wasn't he? So I was so impressed by him, and I was like, why did we loan him out and keep Ruben Loftus-Cheek? I love Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but Chalobah looks like a level above Ruben Loftus-Cheek, in my opinion.
I just think if you look at when they played together and when Lewis Baker plays them, excuse me, I'm eating my leftover cookie from yesterday because I had to deal with the hangover. I got a Domino's to celebrate, so that's here. But, you know, I think when they play together, Loftus-Cheek, Baker, and Chalobah, they do look incredibly sharp. They look really, really sharp. They look really great as a unit. And I just...
What are you on about Baker now?
Well, no, because Baker's part of that thing. I know he's loaned out, but it's like the three of them together look really sharp. Ola Aina obviously looks great at right back. I mean, he does look fantastic. He looks like a great player. I mean, when I saw him against Fiorentina at pre-season last season, I was thinking, you know, he looked pretty decent. I really rated him, but you know, a bit like how I rated Marcus Alonso, but you know, no one rated him after last game in the cup. But you know, I'll save that for later. But
he was class today, wasn't he?
Oh, he was amazing. I loved him. Thought he was great.
Incredible. Yeah,
he just fitted that Italian system.
Yeah, and don't forget, like talking about those three youngsters that we played, Solanke made the bench. Tammy Abraham is absolutely smashing it at Bristol. So like it's looking good, and it's looking like maybe finally we do have a manager that could potentially use them, because he brought Chalobah on. Yes, it was 2-0. We were comfortably leading, but still, if they score a goal, it could still get a bit, you know, tricky. And you know, he brought him on. What was it, 68th minute, I think? And he brought him on to change the system. He changed it from a 3-4-3 back to a 4-1-4-1 for that time until we scored the third goal. Then we changed back to a 3-4-3. But he just changed it by bringing on a 21-year-old, and he did really well. It's just that's incredible to me, like how quickly we managed to change the system and get control back of a game that when we lost control for like that 10-15 minute spell. Incredible.
Well, I remember you sending me a text during the game, and it was saying we've changed the system. I was looking at it. I couldn't understand how it fitted. So can you just like, was it a diamond? What was the?
I think obviously first we start with the 3-4-3 with David Luiz, Gary Cahill, Aspilicueta as centre backs, Marcos Alonso and Moses as the wing backs, Matic and Kante as the centre mids, and Hazard, Pedro and Costa up front. And then we took off Pedro for Chalobah, so obviously brought on a centre mid for a winger. And then what it looked like to me, we reverted back to a full-back. So Marcos Alonso as the left-back, then Gary Cahill and David Luiz, and Aspilicueta was the left-back. The right-back, sorry. Moses was just a normal right mid. Hazard was a left mid. And then we had Kante as the deepest midfielder, Matic next to Chalobah as the centre mids, and then Diego up front. So like we played against Arsenal and Liverpool, like when it didn't work, but it worked to sort of get control back of the midfield because we had one more actual midfielder.
Yep.
But once we made it 3-0 and we brought Aina on and we brought Ruben Loftus-Cheek on, I think we changed back to either 3-4-3 or even a 3-5-2 with Ruben playing next to Diego up front. It was just 10 minutes left, so I couldn't really figure it out, if I'm honest. So
I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek
definitely changing systems really quickly.
Yeah, I think with Ruben Loftus-Cheek though yesterday, I think like you're saying, it was only 10 minutes. Where I said Ola Aina looked pretty sharp. Where Chalobah, obviously, I just can't. He's amazing. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I thought he looked quite slow. He looked quite off it. I don't know if that's just me.
Exactly. That's my problem with him pretty much every time he plays so far. Like especially this season and also towards the end of last season when Hiddink gave him a few chances, he didn't look great. And like what Chalobah did, I'm not sure if Cheeky Sports said that yesterday. Maybe I saw it somewhere else. I'm not quite sure right now. But what you have to do is there's no point in playing it safe when you're getting your chance. You have to, you know, take it by the scruff and try everything you've got, because playing it safe won't get you in the team. And what Chalobah did, trying that back heel, right, if it doesn't come off, so what? We're still 2-0 up. But if it did come off, and it was an incredible assist. And Ruben, he just always looks like he plays the simple pass. He plays it backwards. He plays it sideways. He doesn't look for that incredible pass. He doesn't look for that run. And he lays it off just before he was about, right, either I'm going to try something or I'm just going to play it simple and give it to Hazard, for example.
Yeah. Well, right.
But he's still a good player, but I think he needs to risk it a bit more.
I agree. I think it's tough. Well, if you look at midfield, I would put Chalobah ahead of him. Just like I said, I base a lot on merit. And I mean, if you look at some players, there are those one things which kickstarts them. So Rashford scored a great goal. That kickstarted his role in the team. He just kept going. Potentially for Chalobah, this could be, right, you've done that. that was amazing. Here you go, easy spot on the bench. If we're 2-0 up against Man United, which hopefully, we might be, who knows? We can bring him on and then just see how it goes. I just think Ruben Loftus-Cheek's just off the pace, in my opinion. But let's move away from talking about youth. It was in the comments that said it. Let's go back. Med Tez, talk about Moses. What a player! 10 out of 10 for that backflip. That's all I'm going to start with. He's
an absolute god. Like, first of all, he keeps the badge after the goal, after the celebration. So that's amazing. Always love that. Celebration. I mean, I prefer the goal, not going to lie, but the celebration was good. Who's nanny? But, and before we scored the 1-0, the cross he put in that Schmeichel just kept out after the deflection, like the directness he's got of trying to get in the box, of trying to get in the box himself, the way he gets past players. Even though, like, I rate Willian really highly, but that's the thing that Willian doesn't do. He slows the game up a little bit and then waits to sort of do something with the 1-2 with someone else. And Moses just tries it on his own and tries to get in, tries to get past someone, tries to have a shot. He might not be perfect yet, because when he had that one chance after the counter-attack, when Kante played him in beautifully, and he had that shot from 22, 23 yards out, and he probably could have, got closer to a goal, let's say 5-10 yards, and then had the shot, because he was definitely quicker than the defender following him. He probably would have scored earlier. So, he's still, what age is he? 24. He's not 20 anymore, but there's still a lot of room. He still can improve. There's a lot of potential, and the more game time he gets, the better he will be. Check that, because we signed him when he was 21, 22, I think. Don't hold me to it. Where did we sign him from? West Brom, wasn't it? He's 25. Yeah, no, we signed him from Wigan. Oh, yeah, Wigan it was, yeah. And then in the first season we had him, when we won the Europa League, he was an absolute class in Europa League. Like, he scored quite a few important goals. No idea why we had him out after that, if I'm honest. Well, I mean, I've typed in, obviously I typed in Google searched Victor Moses to find his age. Sky Sports something, which is very true now, and I think we'll go on to talk about the system a bit as well. I mean, Victor Moses, yeah, what a player. I mean, he was fantastic for us. He's such a beast, and you've just summed him up like perfectly. But after his goal at Stamford Bridge, so that was on the Evening Standard. So there are some. Yeah, Victor Moses has been I think he's pretty pivotal for us now. Unless we go out and signed, like, I don't know, Dani Alves has clearly taken the place of Lichtsteiner or someone at Juventus. If Conte goes back to Juventus and goes, right, I'll say Lichtsteiner, and that works out, then great. But for me now, Victor Moses has to start in this team. He has to start. I mean, he's not a world beater. He's not like in the same class as all those are like world class players. But he's one of those players which you can rely on, because he does he just focuses up. He does it really well. And like you said, he pushes them forward. Like, he drives forward. He's got a very British style of playing, and I like that. Yeah. I really like that. And at the same time, though, he was really good defensively as well. Like, he put in some solid tackles. Fair enough, it was against Albrighton. It might not be the best left mid in the world, but still, he put in some decent tackles, and he came back a lot to make it a 5-back, in that 10-15 minute spell that Leicester were pressuring us. And he did really well defensively, as I said, but he managed to get forward, he managed to get back whenever he needed to be. So, couldn't be any happier. And, like you say, Lichtsteiner isn't a world beat, is he? And he's 32. So why would we get him? I'm happy with Moses. Yeah, I'm happy with Moses, but I was just an example. I just plucked out of the air. But I want to talk about Alonso again. Like, a lot of people have been saying, why are we signing him? He's a reject of Bolton and Sunderland, and we've bought him from Fiorentina, and 18 million. Is he good enough to be a Chelsea player right now, when we do need good players, because our last season was so bad? And we only paid 80 mil, and if we would have signed, say, Ricardo Rodriguez from Wolfsburg, or whatever kind of left back, or say we signed Luke Shaw a few years ago for 35 million. If Marcos Alonso managed to play like that every week, he's absolutely unbelievable. Like, what age is he? I think he's 25 as well. So yeah, even though he's not the youngest anymore, but he's the perfect wing back. He's absolutely, his crosses are good. He has, I don't know how he's got that great of an understanding with Hazard already, but the way they backheeled it to each other half the game pretty much. And then he, like Moses, he was back when he needed to be. He was, putting in crosses and putting in, pressing the opponent when he needed to. He absolutely incredible. And 18 million in today's market to sign a player like him, if he does, as I said, if he does play like that, of course, he could be a one-off. But if it's not, that's a bargain.
It is. And I said that from when we played Leicester in the Cup on his debut.
Yeah.
I was so impressed. I was watching him going, you know what, he's pretty sound going forward. Pretty decent. He's really good there. I said that to everyone after the game. I was like, no, he was all right. He wasn't great. He didn't do this right. He wasn't great defensively. Solid.
But that was his first game for us. So,
exactly. He's absolutely solid. I think there's 3-back formation now. Obviously, like we were saying, it's been Leicester, it's been Hull. So it's been. How would you say it? I mean, Leicester are the champions. Hull did have a good start to the season. They've obviously dropped off now after pretty obvious. Like after they got at 6-1 by Bournemouth.
Smashed yesterday, didn't they? Absolutely smashed.
But it's really difficult. I don't know whether to start this against Man United. That's why I think it's great. This is why I keep going around in my head. It's a great formation. It works really well.
Yeah.
Shit, we're playing Manchester United next week. Is it going to work against Latam, Pogba, Rashford, Martial? I mean,
I think we're going to have to try it because we played the 4-1-4-1 against Arsenal and we got absolutely smashed. So it can't be any worse than that. So it worked twice now, and it worked convincingly. Like the 4-1-4-1 before that, yes, we beat West Ham. Yes, we beat Watford. And yes, we beat Burnley at home and convincingly as well with that formation. But against West Ham was a late winner. Against Watford, it was a late winner. So, and now we scored 5 goals in 2 games and didn't concede any. So that is clearly an improvement. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether he didn't start John Terry because he wasn't completely fit yet, or if he didn't start him because he thinks Cahill, Luiz, and Azpilicueta are the best 3-back options we've got.
Well, John Terry was fully fit. He was fully fit.
He was fully fit, but if he was fit for 90 minutes, then obviously you don't really want to sub off a centre-back after 60 minutes because he's getting tired and stuff. That's what I mean. Because he did miss 3-4 weeks of full training.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right. But obviously, we'll see. What do you guys think about the formation? Obviously, let us know in the live comments section as well. Let us know on Twitter, Facebook. Just tell us what you think. Do you think 3 at the back is what we like? Do you like it, or would you go for 4 at the back against Man United? I'm with you now, Lawrence. You've convinced me. I think what worries me about Man United is if you think about it, they've got 3 strikers playing. You'll have Zlatan up front, Martial on the left, Rashford on the right. Martial.
Well, it's not like any of them have been great. Yeah, Zlatan has been good, but other than that,
I don't know. I think they've all been pretty decent. You can't. I don't think.
Yeah, they smashed Leicester like we did, but other than that, they haven't been great so far this season.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still fairly convinced that we're going to struggle against Manchester United, especially because Mourinho also knows the team inside out. But we'll save that for our preview. Next thing to talk about, man of the match. Who would you give it to? I think I know who I'd say.
For me, it's between Moses and Kante. Moses obviously scored the goal and was, he got us that corner that we scored the 1-0 from and all that. And as I said, as we both said, he was good going forward. He was good defensively. But I think Kante was the main reason why we dominated that game so much. Yes, Matic had a good game next to him as well. But Kante, he won every ball back. Absolutely every ball. And except his finishing, he should have scored again. He probably should be on 3 goals already this season. But other than his finishing, his passing is great. His long balls are great. His his composure on the ball is really good. Like he never gets pressured too much, so he makes a silly mistake. He's just always calm and he finds the right pass to play. So I think I'm going to have to give it to Kante. Sky Sports it as well. So, but yeah, it's between Kante and Moses for me. Is it for you, Moses?
Yeah, definitely.
Or Alonso?
Moses didn't put a foot wrong. Absolutely.
Alonso has a shout as well, to be honest.
Well, I mean, an Arsenal fan, Nick Spencer, man of the match for me was Marcus Alonso. Why?
Yeah, no, he's got a good point. Because, the thing is, obviously, with with the wing backs, and like Conte did that in for Italy in the Euros as well. One of the wing backs was a bit more defensive than the other one, and that's pretty much what we do as well. Alonso is not as attacking as Moses is.
Yeah.
So obviously, Alonso is never going to be that much of a threat on goal, and he's not going to, he's probably not going to score a goal like Moses did. But he was good defensively. What I like about him, he's a wing back, full back, and he's still like 6'2". He's really tall, and he wins his headers as well.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. So generally about the game, Alonso was definitely vital as well. But isn't it great that we can't really make out who the man of the match was? Just shows how good the whole team played.
That is very true. That is very, very true. I mean, like, I would always stand by Victor Moses. He just didn't do anything wrong, and then he just steps out because of gymnastics. That's why.
Yeah, and then he kissed the badge. Let's just give it to Moses. He kissed the badge, so he gets man of the match.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Victor Moses it is. Yeah. What else we got to talk about?
Well, I think we need to mention that assist by Pedro. Like, what even was that? Lying on the floor, kicking it against Hazard's head by getting the ball kicked on his head, went past Schmeichel and put it in. I mean, what a goal that was. That
was a good goal.
I mean, good composure by Hazard to just get around him and then slot it in. Great. So, I was happy with that.
And
I love the celebrations as well by Costa and Hazard. Just, show respect to William.
Was it
incredible.
Was it that?
They did like that, I think. For some reason,
Hazard did that.
Yeah, Costa did like that and Hazard did that. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's for William or if it's 22. I'm a bit confused.
William. 22. Yeah. No.
Yeah, because as I said, Costa did that and Hazard did that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But
in case people didn't know, apparently Oscar's flown back to Brazil as well because one of his family members fell ill. Apparently his grandpa or grandma. I'm not sure. So because a lot of the players sort of after the game sort of put on Instagram like this is for William and Oscar. Most of the players actually did. So that's why he wasn't in the squad yesterday because that was a bit confusing why he wasn't in there. And Fabregas picked up a slight muscular injury. That's why he wasn't in the team. So
because that's okay. So that explains that then. That's why he wasn't in the team.
And also like he's expecting his 5th baby now.
5th?
Busy in bed, isn't he?
Jesus Christ! Like, how does he do it? No,
because he's not in the team.
Like, they'll be making cheaper by the dozen 3 in a few months' time if he carries on. Jeez.
Yeah, how about we sign up all of them? Well, one is a go. Fair enough. Let's sign up the boys then. Yeah, well, yeah.
God,
why not?
God, I can't believe you, Lawrence. Young girls can't play football. Jeez. So sexist.
No, I'm not saying they can't, but they're not going to be any help in the men's first team, are they?
No, that's true. I was taking the mickey, don't worry. But yeah,
stop calling me that sexist, please.
You're a misogynist. No. What else we got to talk about? I'm just thinking about this scoring, going through, looking at my notes. Let's talk about the goals. Actually, let's just quickly run through those. Diego Costa, obviously, Wes Morgan lost him at the back post. Smashes it home. Yeah. Easy, simple as. Like you said, you've already described Hazard's goal. We've already briefly talked about Chalobah and Moses. Oh, God, yeah. Just thinking about it makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, Costa's goal, it was just a clinical finish. As you said, Morgan completely lost him. But the weird thing is, it was actually a terrible corner that was like, Matic just about got a flick to it at the near post, but it was never high enough to sort of get ahead to it. So generally speaking, the corner was actually really bad. But, we got a flick to it, then Morgan lost Costa and he just put it in like he does. He's got 7 goals in 8 games. Like, that's what we need. He's top goal scorer. He, at half-time yesterday, I'm not sure if that was a full-time, but at half-time he had a goal every 95 minutes. That's one hell of a ratio.
That is a good ratio. That is an amazing ratio. I think he's fantastic. But obviously, speaking of Costa as well, I've spoken to a few people. Obviously, people saw him go over to Antonio Conte and ask, or it looked like he was, Conte was asked, like there was something going on between the two of them. There was an argument. It turns out that it was because he wanted to come off because he was tired and he was feeling. I saw him feeling his hamstring. He looked shattered by about 70 minutes.
Was it though? Was it?
Yeah.
Because what it looked like for me on TV, it was like he did something a bit weird, like a weird pass or something, and then they sort of the TV cameras cut to Conte, and Costa sort of arguing between each other. And then like it felt to me like Costa was being really sarcastic when he was like being right. If you're not happy with what I'm doing, sub me off then.
Well, no, he was asking to come off.
I mean, fair enough. Like he was on 4 yellow cards. He obviously wanted to play the Man United game. But then again, like, if you're scared about getting a yellow card, how about you don't foul anyone?
Because that's not how Costa plays. He likes to play on the edge, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. But
what?
Have you seen Conte's interview after the game? He pretty much, he talked it off. Like, said it's no big deal.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, go for the whole 90 minutes every game. So I don't think it is a big deal. Because if he would have had an actual problem with Conte, I think Conte would have taken him off and probably not played him for the next 5 weeks.
I'm not talking about if he's got a problem with him. I'm thinking in terms of if he comes off because he's tired. If he was to get injured in that last 15-minute slot between the 75th minute and the 90th minute, who are we going to play up front against Man United? I mean, Batshuayi has had barely.
Yeah, but he's not
time.
injured though. He's not injured.
No, but I know he's not. But I just feel there's a massive over-reliance on Diego Costa. As great as he is, scoring seven and 8, I think we're relying on him too much. And you saw what happened. Like the season we won the league, he was playing pretty much every single game. Last season, he kept injuring his legs. He had constant injuries to his hamstrings. He couldn't get a flow going. And I mean, I've heard stuff like he can't. He struggles to pass a medical because he has so many problems. And I just think maybe we're relying on him a bit too much. Obviously, I'd start him against Man United, obviously. But I just think that maybe Batshuayi should get some more game time, in my opinion. I think, as great as it was to see the 3 youth players come on, I just think he should have come on for one of them instead. Maybe Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah. Well, I would have brought Batshuayi on. Why not?
Mm.
The guy's 23. If we want to make him into a good striker, we don't want to make him into, we paid 33 million for the guy. We need to play the guy.
Yeah, 100%.
And when he did play so far, he did really, really well. I don't know, like talking about like being tired and stuff like that. We have a huge advantage by not being in Europe, so that's why he pretty much has a week off every week.
Mm.
I think that the 2 weeks of international break, I think that's probably why Fabregas has got this muscular injury. Mikel has got a muscular injury as well. And Diego, even though he was with the national team, when they got back, I think Conte really put them through their paces to get the new system working properly. And I also saw a stat yesterday that Diego Costa, he ran per average per 90 minutes. He runs about 3 kilometers more than he did last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess Conte's the manager. He's been doing that for a while. So.
Well, yeah, he does. He does. He knows what he's doing. I'm not saying Conte doesn't know what he's doing. That's not. That wouldn't be fair because he does. Let's be honest. He's a football manager. Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I've coached people, but like the first football manager game I had was against Robbie. I lost, so that was that wasn't fun. But obviously, I don't know. I think there's a big over-reliance, but we need to plan. Also, people have said we had to play a false 9 last year. Do you remember that? That was shocking. That was so awful.
Yeah, we did that quite a few times. Remember when we played United away and Schürrle started as a false 9? Yeah,
but Schürrle was good. I thought Schürrle was good at that. Do you remember when
but he didn't do a lot of that. He's not good as a false 9.
No,
he's good at wing. But...
Do you remember when we did that with against Spurs and drew 0-0 with them last season with Hazard up front?
Yeah, but Hazard had their only good shot. Yeah, no, it's true. Like, don't play false 9. And we talked about it plenty of times, didn't we? That we don't have enough strikers. We have 2, and then we have Solanke, and we have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who for some reason is playing striker at the moment. And by what we talked about earlier, it's clearly not working well for him because that's a little bit of an excuse for him, for me, because he's been having to change position a little bit. He's been playing there and there and there. He's only 20. Let him become good at his main position first before you let him play everywhere. Yeah,
I agree. 11 Aspilicueta will win it.
Someone in the comments asked that 11 Aspilicueta will win the Champions League.
I saw that.
He says get Torgan Hazard back. Yeah, but that buyback clause has expired. So
has it expired?
Unless we want to, it has. It has. So unless we want to pay stupid money for him, which we're probably going to have to, we're not going to have him back. And yes, he's been good, but the Bundesliga season isn't that old yet. And he hasn't been great in the last 2 years for Mönchengladbach. And I watched him quite a lot, and he's been a sub. He's not been a regular starter, so he wouldn't get in our team. So, yes, he's good, but just because he had 2 good months so far, I wouldn't jump on the bandwagon and say let's sign him up straight away.
So you wouldn't. Speaking of that, then, if we're going to have a conversation about that, would you take him back?
I would if we had that buyback clause, say for 20 million, but I wouldn't pay more than 20 million. No way.
He's definitely not worth it.
No, he's not. Not in my opinion. Like he's good. Like he's definitely a good player, but it's. I don't know. He could bite us in the arse like he did with De Bruyne. Like he did well when he was at Bremen. He did well when he was at Wolfsburg, and now he's at City. You know, basically the best player. And ever since he's injured, they haven't won a game. So
yeah,
it could bite us in the arse. But you know that buyback clause is gone, and let's stop re-signing players. Let's sign new players. I'm a bigger fan of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess that's something definitely for us to talk about. Let's see. Notes. What else have we got to talk about?
Do you want to do like a bit of a question thing? Do you want to?
Yeah, let's ask some questions. Have you guys got some questions that you want to talk about or anything? Leo, just Leo. By the way, I heard we're rumored to sign Neves. Oh, that's decent. Ruben Neves from Porto.
Oh, Ruben Neves, right? Nasty. Yeah,
I used him. I did a Fiorentina career mode and played him at CDM. Got him to 82 rated. Yeah, it's literally all I know about him. But you know, he'd be. I guess he could be fairly decent. People talk about him a lot. 2B, David Luiz was so good.
Again, but that's the position of Chalobah and actually Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So how about we play them instead of signing someone else?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's true. 2B says David Luiz was so good yesterday. We didn't talk about David Luiz actually.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't happy with you. I wasn't happy with you at all. You said he wasn't good. He was incredible.
I didn't say he wasn't good. I said that I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but you said he had some shaky back passes and almost scored an own goal and all of that kind of stuff.
He did.
Yeah, but if he didn't get to that cross, though, Vardy would have tapped it in right behind him.
Yeah.
You could say it was the best clearance you could do. They didn't even get a corner off it.
That's...
I mean...
Shut up. I'm still not convinced with him at centre half. Like I said, Leicester, Hull,
yeah,
Manchester United, big team, massive team.
Yeah, but I'd much rather still drop Cahill than David Luiz. I don't know.
I'm not sure about him at centre half. I play David Luiz in midfield next to Kante against Man United. That'd be sick.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think he hasn't made a mistake yet, and until he makes a mistake and like has a really poor game, I think why would you change his position? Like I know where you're coming from, definitely, because he has had some great performances for us at centre mid or CDM, but he hasn't made a mistake so far, and I can't blame him. And I also feel like he's marshalling the back three now. All right, actually, because we know Courtois doesn't, and he somehow managed to get Cahill in line and make him not make mistakes.
Would you make him next Chelsea captain? This is the point where this is going to be make or break.
Well,
I would hearing it.
No, the thing is, we don't really have an ex-captain after John Terry. We don't have one that would be. There would be a player that you say, right, he's going to be the next captain, no doubt. We don't have that. First one I'd go for is Fabregas, but he's not getting in the team, especially if we play 3-4-3. He's not getting in the team, so obviously he can't be captain. Then if you think about who's playing, Hazard isn't a captain. Yes, he's captain for Belgium, but he's not a character. He cannot be captain. He needs to be led. He's not a leader. He's
that sort of player at your team at school who's the best one who plays county. So obviously he's going to be made captain.
Exactly. It's pretty much what Neymar does for Brazil.
Yeah.
Great player, by far the best player, but he's not a leader.
Yeah, that's true.
And like you can't make Diego your captain because you need the captain to calm Diego down. And also he doesn't speak English. Willian isn't a captain. I don't know, Kante, possibly in a few years' time. But he's talking about being the next captain, I don't want Gary Cahill starting games.
Zuma.
And I definitely don't want Ivanovic starting games.
Zuma.
So he's 20. Zuma. Like 20.
Zuma. Gary, what was his name? Harry Kane was captain. He's a character. But I don't know how he's captain completely.
Yeah, but I don't understand what he says.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, if I've mentioned Zuma, RTU. When Zuma and Terry come back, who is going to be the starting back three, and where would they be positioned? Zuma, Terry, Cahill, David Luiz in midfield. That's it. Unless we sign, if we sign Bonucci in January, apparently, which keeps sounding like it might happen. Keyword maybe might sound.
Yeah, no, let's not. I don't want to play David Luiz in midfield.
I don't want to play him at centre back, Lawrence.
Yeah, but Conte doesn't want to play him at centre mid. So
well, I don't care. I want him to play at centre. I want him to play in centre mid because he's not a centre half. He's not.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about who you think Conte will make the starting three at the back once Terry and Zuma are fit.
Fine. Okay. Terry, Zuma, Cahill.
Terry will play because he didn't yesterday. I'm not sure. It hurts me, but I'm not sure.
Do you think Terry's gonna be goodbye Terry at the end of the season?
Well, not necessarily goodbye Terry. Like if he's happy to be on the bench and be in the squad, I think Conte would love to still have him around, even if he's not playing, because like he's hugely important for the club in the background, even if he's not on the pitch. But I think, and I have a feeling that he might go with Zuma, Luiz, and Aspi, because Aspi's been doing really well with that right centre back spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, it's true.
Why would he be dropped? Like you can't play him instead of Moses because he's not attacking enough. So where would Aspilicueta be? And he's our best defender.
Terry, Zuma, Aspilicueta. That would be your back three. And someone's just said, we were talking about captains. Chico Herb's Chronicles. Aspilicueta is the next captain. He's consistent and rarely loses his head. I'd agree with that.
True.
Aspilicueta.
But is he a leader?
Yeah, I'd say Aspilicueta is a leader. I see him shouting. I see him going like, come on, boys, let's go. I think Aspilicueta would be a great captain. I think that's a really good shout, Him.
I think it's a bit like Ashley Cole. Like they're a leader, but Ashley Cole wasn't captain material leader.
No, but I think Aspilicueta is. I think if someone said to me as the armband, I think he'd do a decent job with it.
Yeah, no, he would do a decent job with it. And also, generally, I think in a team you need more than one leader anyway, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal who's captain anyway. And if we don't have like a starting English player, I think it should always be that English player for an English team, in my opinion. Right. So if we have maybe one day Chalobah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, if we have one of them starting, they should be captain. But that's obviously not being the next captain, that's for sure. So that's going to be, if we sign Bonucci, even though he's only been around for a while, he should be captain because he's a leader.
Yeah, if it was a case of John Terry left this summer and then Bonucci came in, Bonucci is a captain. He is a leader. I would give him the armband.
Exactly. And whether he wears the armband or not, he's going to be the leader on the pitch anyway, whether he wears it or not. That's like with John Terry. When he comes on and, Drogba was wearing the armband, or Lampard, or Ashley Cole was before he was coming on, or Ivanovic, John Terry was still the captain on the pitch, even though the armband wasn't around his arm.
Yeah, that's true. But they always gave him the armband. But, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, true. But, talk about Man City. They've got Silva as captain. He's never a captain.
It's true. You want Big Vinny as your captain, let's be honest. I'm just worried we're going to turn into Arsenal. That's what I'm worried about.
Not having a real captain.
Having a real captain. Not really aiming to try and win the league. Trying to, spend money but then just make a profit constantly. I think it's just. I'm just worried that we're going that way.
Yesterday was way too good to be negative right now. Stop all of that. We're winning the league. Not now, but the next year.
Yeah, true. That's true.
So,
Yeah,
no, I get where you're coming from. I really do, but I don't really want to talk about it because it's only been one season that we only have the aim to be in the Champions League and not win the league, kind of thing. Like realistically, obviously our main aim is to win the league, but realistically, Conte and all of the fans know we're most likely not going to win it. So let's make our target top 4.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. Let's see then. Top 4 target. I think that's doable now. I hated we were being written off after the Arsenal game and Liverpool game. We can't be written off that easily. But
of course not.
Yeah, how long have we been going? Let's have a quick look. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, let's. I think we should quickly wrap it up there. So that has been your hangover review. Just chatting about yesterday. Obviously, stuff was going on, big news, all that sort of stuff. I think should we make this a weekly thing, Lawrence? After a game, I quite like it.
Yeah. Why not? It's good.
Would you guys?
Like it as well, people.
Yeah, and we'll get other people as well. It won't just be me and Lawrence, because that'd be pretty boring. Let's be honest. You don't want to just listen to him all the time.
Yeah, I mean, even though we're pretty funny, but you know, it gets boring after.
I'm pretty funny. He's not funny. I'm the glue. I'm the
You're the new Lord. You know, Kelly's injured, so now you're the new Lord.
Lord Louis. That's got a nice ring to it. I like that. The man just seems to survive every single transfer window, and he's just here. I'm that guy. But yeah, obviously, thank you for coming on, Lawrence, all the way from Austria. Thank you for uploading your video yesterday as well. But obviously, subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description, and you can see the Twitter just there. But all the social media links are down there for Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As you can see, there is my personal Twitter there. If you do want to come and have a chat with me, follow me on there, obviously, as well. Lawrence, what have you got?
What have I got? Yeah, you know, bring it on, Jose. And, you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, sweet as a nut. So, guys, we will see you very, very soon. I will be doing a preview this week with United People's TV. So I will be, that'll probably be coming out Thursday, Friday, and we'll be doing that then. It will almost be a similar process to what it was this week with Fans TV. But until then, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Would you like to sign off, Lawrence?
Yeah, no, I don't know. See you next time, people.
Fantastic. Love that. See you later, guys.